June Kim stared at the mess in his apartment and sighed. Dirty dishes filled the sink. Clothes lay on the floor. Dust covered every surface. He had no time to clean. "This is getting out of hand," he said to himself. June was 30 years old and worked as a software engineer at a big tech company in Seoul. His job kept him busy. He often worked late into the night, and on weekends. His apartment showed it. He sat down at his computer, pushing aside empty ramen cups. His friend Tai had told him about a new company selling robot maids. The company was called HFY Serve. "Maybe this is the answer," Jun muttered, typing the company name into his search bar. The HFY Serve website appeared on his screen. It looked professional and sleek. Large photos showed shiny robot maids cleaning homes. The robots looked almost human, but with a metallic shine to their skin. "Perfect house helper. Never clean again," the website announced in big letters. June scrolled down to read more. *HFY Serve robots use cutting-edge AI to learn your home and preferences. They cook, clean, and organize with perfect efficiency. Our prices are reasonable, and our robots last for years with minimal maintenance. A price list appeared. June winced at the cost, but then looked around at his messy apartment again. He worked hard and made good money. Why not spend it on something useful? He clicked the basic model option. It was the cheapest one, but still had all the features he needed: cleaning, simple cooking, and laundry. "I don't need the fancy models that can speak 5 languages or play musical instruments," he said to himself. A form appeared asking for his information. He filled it out carefully. Name: June Kim. Address: Apartment 507, Hankup Building, Gangnam District, Seoul. Phone: 010-5555-7890. Delivery date: next Friday. Best time for delivery. He hesitated at the payment section. It was a lot of money. But then his phone buzzed with a message from his boss asking for extra work this weekend. "That does it," Jun said, entering his credit card details. "I need help around here." He clicked Order Now. The screen changed to show a thank you message. *Thank you for your order. Your HFY Serve basic model will be delivered next Friday between 2:00 p.m. and 5:00 p.m. Please be home to receive your new helper. June felt excited. In just 1 week, he would never have to clean again. Throughout the next week, June received several messages from HFY Serve. Your robot maid is being programmed. Your robot maid is learning basic cleaning patterns. Your robot maid is in final testing. Each message made him more eager for Friday to arrive. When Friday finally came, June left work early for the first time in months. His boss had looked surprised. "I'm expecting an important delivery," June explained. Now he sat in his messy apartment, waiting. He had cleared a space in the living room for the robot to stand. He read through the simple manual they had emailed him. When your HFY Serve robot arrives, please power it on using the button on the back of the neck. The robot will scan your home and begin learning immediately. The first cleaning may take longer as the robot maps your living space. The clock showed 3:30 p.m. The delivery would come any minute now. Just as he thought this, his doorbell rang. Jun jumped up, his heart beating fast with excitement. He rushed to the door, nearly tripping over a pile of books. "My robot is here," he said, smiling as he reached for the door handle. Everything is about to change. He opened the door, expecting to see a delivery person with a large box. Instead, he saw something that made his jaw drop open in shock. This was definitely not what he had ordered from HFY Serve. June stared in disbelief at what stood in his doorway. It was not a delivery person with a box. It was not a robot. It was a young woman. She was about 5'4" tall with a slim build. Her hair was silver, not gray like an old person's, but truly silver, almost metallic, and it fell to her shoulders in straight lines. Her face looked mostly human, but something was off. Her ears had a slight point at the top. Her eyes were an unusual purple color that seemed to shift in the light. "Hello," she said in perfect Korean. "I am your new home helper. May I come in?" June couldn't speak. He just stood there with his mouth open. The woman tilted her head, waiting. "Is something wrong?" she asked. Finally, June found his voice. "I ordered a robot maid from Galaxy Serve. Not a person." She smiled. "I am Mary. I am your robot maid." "You're not a robot," June said. He looked past her to see if there was a delivery truck or someone else in the hallway. There was no one. "Please let me in," Neri said. "It is not good to discuss this in the hallway." Confused and curious, Jun stepped back. Nari walked into his apartment, moving with strange grace. She carried a small silver bag that looked too small to hold much. "Where is the rest of your stuff?" Jun asked. "And where is my robot?" Neri looked around the messy apartment with interest. "Your dwelling needs much cleaning," she observed, ignoring his questions. "Stop," Jun said, his voice firmer now. "I paid a lot of money for a robot maid. I want to know what's going on. Are you from Galaxy Serve? Is this some kind of joke?" Neri turned to face him. For a moment, she seemed to be thinking hard about something. Then she sighed. "I should tell you the truth," she said. "Please sit down." Jun didn't move. "Tell me now." "Very well," Neri said. "I am not from Galaxy Serve. There is no robot maid coming to your home today. So this is a scam." Jun felt anger rising. "I'm calling the police." "No," Neri said quickly. "Please don't. I am not a thief or a criminal. At least, not on your planet." Jun froze with his phone in his hand. "What did you say?" "My planet." Neri touched her ear self-consciously. Then she reached up and pushed back her silver hair to reveal the full shape of her ear. It was definitely pointed, with an extra ridge that no human ear had. "I am not from Earth," she said simply. "I am from a planet called Eldara. We are not so different from humans in basic shape, but there are some differences, as you can see." June laughed nervously. "This is a joke, right? Did Ta set this up? He knows I like science fiction." "This is not a joke," Neri said. "I intercepted your order to Galaxy Serve. Their delivery was delayed due to a small problem I caused in their systems. I came in its place because I need somewhere to stay. I need to hide." "Hide from what?" "From those who want to find me," Neri said. Her purple eyes looked sad and serious. "I am in danger on my world. I escaped to Earth because it is off the main paths. Few of my kind come here." Jun shook his head in disbelief. "You expect me to believe you're an alien?" "I don't expect it, but it is true." She opened her small silver bag and took out a strange device about the size of her palm. It glowed with symbols Jun had never seen before. "This is not human technology." She pressed something, and suddenly a 3D image appeared above the device, a planet with 3 moons and rings like Saturn. "This is Eldara, my home," she said, "and I cannot return there. At least not yet." Jun stared at the image, his mind racing. This couldn't be real. But what if it was? Jun sat down on his couch, pushing aside some clothes to make space. His mind was spinning. He stared at Neri and the strange 3D image of the planet floating above her device. "Let's say I believe you're an alien," Jun said slowly. "Why are you here? In my apartment? Why did you stop my robot maid delivery?" Neri put away the device, and the image of Eldara disappeared. She looked around, then carefully sat in a chair across from Jun. "I needed a safe place to stay," she explained. "I saw your order in the Earth internet system. It was perfect for me. I could replace the robot and have a home. I would clean for you, just like the robot would." "But why do you need a place to hide?" Jun asked. "What are you running from?" Neri's purple eyes darkened. My people, the Eldorans, have been watching Earth for many centuries. We are more advanced in technology, but we try not to interfere with developing worlds. Centuries. Jum's eyes widened. How long do your people live? About 300 of your Earth years, Neri said simply. I am young, only 52. June shook his head in amazement. Go on. My world is not perfect, Neri continued. In recent years, a group called the High Council took control of our government. They are cruel leaders who hurt anyone who disagrees with them. I was part of a group that fought against them. We call ourselves the Resistance. Like rebels, Jun said, thinking of movies he had seen. Yes, like rebels, Neri agreed. 1 month ago, the High Council discovered our secret meeting place. Many of my friends were captured. I escaped and used an emergency transport to come to Earth. Transport? Like a spaceship? Neri smiled slightly. Not exactly like your movie show. We have ways to move between worlds quickly. But the important thing is that I am being hunted. The High Council has sent trackers to find me and other escaped rebels. And these trackers are on Earth? June asked, feeling nervous now. Not yet, Neri said, but they will come. That is why I need to hide. I hope that by pretending to be your robot maid, I could stay safe. No one would look for an Eldoran rebel in a human home. June stood up and paced around the room. This was a lot to take in. An alien refugee was asking to stay in his apartment. It sounded crazy, but the 3D image he had seen was like no technology he knew. And her ears, her eyes. How do I know you're not dangerous? He asked finally. Neri looked sad. You don't. You must trust your feelings. But I promise, I mean no harm to you or any human. My people believe in peace. That is why we fight against the High Council. They do not. June thought hard. What about my money? I paid a lot for that robot maid. I can help you get it back, Neri said. With my knowledge of systems, I can make the company think there was a delivery error. They will return your money. And in return, you want to stay here? June asked. Yes, and I will clean your home, cook food, do laundry. Everything the robot would have done. She looked around at the messy apartment. I see that you need help. June couldn't argue with that. His apartment was a disaster, and something about Neri made him want to help her. If I let you stay, he said slowly, you have to tell me everything about your world. I want to know the truth. Neri nodded. I will answer all your questions, and I will teach you about technology that may help protect us if trackers come to Earth. Us. June raised an eyebrow. If they find me here, Neri said seriously, you will be in danger too. That is something you should know before you decide. June took a deep breath. The smart choice would be to tell her to leave. But when would he ever get a chance like this again? To learn about aliens and other worlds. You can stay, he said finally. For now. But the first sign of trouble, and you're out. Neri smiled, her purple eyes bright. Thank you, Jum Kim. You won't regret this decision. June wasn't so sure about that. A week passed quickly. June was amazed at how different his apartment looked. It was clean and organized. Every surface shined. His clothes were washed, folded, and put away. Even his kitchen, which had been a disaster zone, now looked spotless. Neri was an excellent cleaner. She moved faster than any human June had ever seen. Her hands could work on 2 tasks at once. Sometimes, when she thought June wasn't looking, she would use a small device from her silver bag to lift heavy things or clean hard-to-reach places. Is that some kind of anti-gravity tool? June asked one day when he caught her using it to move his heavy bookshelf. Neri looked embarrassed. Yes, it creates a field that makes objects lighter. I'm sorry if I wasn't supposed to use it. Are you kidding? It's amazing, June said. What else can you do? From that point on, Neri became more open about using her alien technology around the apartment. She showed June a small cube that could cool or heat any food in seconds. She had a light pen that could fix broken electronics. Most impressive was a small orb that created a protective shield around items, keeping them perfectly preserved. "This is why Eldarin food stays fresh for years," she explained. "The shield keeps out air and bacteria." In return, Joan taught Neri about human culture. She was fascinated by music and spent hours listening to different styles. "We have music on Eldara too," she told him. "But not with so many kinds of instruments. Your planet has such variety." Jun also taught her about Korean customs. One evening, he showed her how to eat with chopsticks. "In Korea, we respect older people very much," he explained as they ate dinner. "The oldest person starts eating first. We pour drinks for others, not for ourselves." Neri nodded with interest. "It is similar on Eldara. We have great respect for our elders because they have centuries of wisdom. We bow to show respect, like this." She demonstrated a graceful bow with her hand over her heart. Jun tried to copy her movement. "Like this." "Close," she said, smiling. "Your hand should be flat, not curved." They practiced the Eldarin bow together, laughing when Jun kept getting it wrong. These peaceful days built a routine. Jun went to work while Neri stayed in the apartment. She cleaned and prepared meals. In the evenings, they shared stories about their worlds. But not everything was perfect. Sometimes Jun's phone made strange noises when Neri was nearby. His computer would glitch, showing code he had never seen before. "Why does this happen?" he asked her one night when his TV suddenly changed channels on its own. Neri looked worried. "It might be my communication device. It sends out signals that can affect Earth technology." "Are you communicating with someone?" Jun felt nervous. "Other aliens?" "No," Neri said quickly. "It's automatic. It searches for Eldarin signals. It's how we find each other in emergencies." "Could someone else detect these signals?" Jun asked. "Like the trackers you mentioned." Neri's face grew serious. "Yes, that's a risk. I've tried to keep the signal weak, but..." She didn't finish her sentence. Jun's stomach tightened with worry. "But what?" "But if trackers came to this area for any reason, they might detect it," she admitted. "I'm sorry, Jun. I should have told you sooner." Jun walked to the window and looked out at the city lights of Seoul. Somewhere out there, alien hunters might be looking for the woman sitting in his living room. "We need to be prepared," he said finally, "just in case they come. Can you teach me more about these trackers? What they look like? How they find people?" Neri nodded, her purple eyes serious in the dim light. "Yes, it's time you knew everything. Because you're right, Jun. We need to be ready." It was a normal Tuesday morning. Jun was getting ready for work. Neri prepared his breakfast as usual. Rice, soup, and some side dishes. "I'll be home by 6, Jun said, checking his watch. "Do you need anything from the store?" Before Neri could answer, the doorbell rang. They both froze. "Are you expecting someone?" Neri whispered, her purple eyes wide with fear. Jun shook his head. "No." The doorbell rang again. Then came a knock. "Mr. Kim," called a male voice. "This is City Electronics Inspection. We need to check your apartment." Jun looked at Neri in confusion. "Electronics Inspection? I've never heard of that." "It's them," Neri said, her voice shaking. "Trackers. They're disguised as humans." Jun's heart started racing. "How do you know?" "There is no City Electronics Inspection today," Neri explained quickly, "and I can feel their energy. It's Eldarin." "What do we do?" Jun asked. Neri grabbed her silver bag. "I need to hide. You must talk to them. Act normal. Say you live alone." "Mr. Kim, are you home?" The knocking grew louder. "Just a minute," Jun called. He turned to Neri. "Where will you hide?" "The bathroom," Neri said. "But first..." She pulled a small device from her bag and pressed it against Jun's arm. It made a soft beeping sound. "What was that?" he asked. "Protection," she said, "so they can't scan your mind. Now go. Don't let them in if possible." Neri hurried to the bathroom while June went to the door. He took a deep breath and opened it. Two men stood in the hallway. They looked human at first glance. They wore normal clothes, dark pants and jackets with City Electronics badges. But when June looked closer, he noticed something odd about their eyes. The color seemed to shift slightly, like Nari's. "Mr. Kim?" the taller one asked. "Yes, that's me," June replied, trying to keep his voice steady. "I'm Inspector Park, and this is Inspector Lee," the man said. "We're checking all apartments in this building for faulty electronics. May we come in?" "I'm just heading to work," June said. "Can you come back later?" The shorter man, Lee, smiled. It didn't reach his eyes. "This will only take a few minutes. We're especially interested in new devices. Have you purchased any new electronics recently?" June thought of Neri's warning. "No, nothing new." The two men looked at each other. "Our records show you ordered a robot Maid from Galaxiserve," Park said. "We need to check it for safety issues." "There was a mistake with that order," June explained. "I never received the robot. They refunded my money." The inspectors seemed surprised. "Is that so?" Lee took out a strange-looking tablet. "Do you mind if we scan your apartment anyway? Some electronics can cause interference with city systems." The tablet looked too advanced to be human technology. June remembered what Neri had taught him about trackers. They used scanning devices to detect Eldarin energy signatures. "I'm sorry, but I really need to get to work," June said firmly. "Please come back another time. You can contact my building manager to arrange it." The two men stared at June for a long moment. He felt sweat forming on his forehead, but he didn't look away. Finally, Park nodded. "Very well, Mr. Kim. We'll arrange another time, but we will need to complete this inspection. It's for public safety." "I understand," June said, relieved. "Good day, gentlemen." He closed the door and waited until he heard their footsteps fade away. Then he rushed to the bathroom. "Neri," he whispered, knocking softly. "They're gone." The door opened. Neri looked pale. "They will be back," she said. "They suspect something. We don't have much time." "What can we do?" June asked. "We need to mask my energy signature," Neri said. "And we need to hide any sign that I'm here. But most importantly," she looked directly into June's eyes, "we need to prepare for when they return." "I need to call my boss," June said, grabbing his phone. "I can't go to work today." Neri watched as he made the call. June pretended to be sick, coughing into the phone. His boss wasn't happy but gave him the day off. "Okay," June said after hanging up. "We have all day to prepare. Tell me what we need to do." Neri opened her silver bag. "The trackers will scan for my energy signature. We need to mask it." "How do we do that?" June asked. "On my world, we would use special shields," Neri explained. "But I don't have one here." She looked sad. June thought hard. "Wait, you said your energy affects our electronics, right? That's why my phone and TV act strange sometimes." Neri nodded. "Yes." "Then maybe we can use that," June said excitedly. "If we create a lot of different electronic signals, it might hide your energy pattern." June ran to his closet and pulled out boxes of old electronics. As a software engineer, he kept many devices: old phones, computers, tablets, and game systems. "Will these work?" he asked. Neri's eyes widened. "Yes, but we need to change them. Make them give off unusual signals." "I can do that," June said confidently. For hours, they worked together. June opened the devices and rewired them. Neri used her knowledge to guide him. She showed him how to adjust frequencies and power levels. "This is amazing," Neri said, watching June work. "You understand these changes so quickly." June smiled. "It's not so different from programming, just physical instead of digital." By midday, they had modified 20 different devices. June placed them around the apartment, hiding them under furniture and inside cabinets. Now we need something to control them all, he said. Something that can turn them on and off in different patterns. Nari reached into her bag and pulled out her small computer device. We can use this to program the pattern. They connected the alien computer to Jun's laptop. Strange symbols appeared on his screen. I can't read this, Jun said. I'll translate, Nari offered. But Jun shook his head. No need. I can see the pattern. His fingers flew over the keyboard, typing rapidly. I'll write a program to control everything. Nari watched in amazement as Jun created a complex program in just an hour. The program would randomly change the signals from all the modified devices, creating electronic noise that would hide Nari's energy signature. This is brilliant, she said. I didn't know humans could adapt technology so quickly. We're good at fixing problems, Jun replied with a smile. Next, they needed to hide any evidence that Nari lived there. They put away her few belongings and cleaned the guest room where she had been staying. What about your records? Nari asked. The trackers might check government databases to see if you live alone. Jun nodded. You're right. He sat at his computer again and began typing. I work for a tech company with access to certain systems. I can create records showing I have a cousin staying with me. Her name will be Nari Kim. You can change official records? Nari asked, surprised. Not usually, Jun admitted. But I know how to get around security. It's part of my job to test these systems. By evening, they had finished their preparations. The modified devices were running. Fake records showed Nari Kim was Jun's cousin from Busan, staying while she looked for work in Seoul. Jun even bought a brown wig and special contacts to hide Nari's silver hair and purple eyes. Will this be enough? Jun asked as they sat down to eat dinner. I don't know, Nari said honestly. Trackers are very good at their job. But I've never seen anyone prepare like this before. She reached out and touched Jun's hand. Thank you. Now we wait, Jun said, looking at the door. They'll be back tomorrow, I'm sure of it. What neither of them knew was that the trackers were already watching the building, planning their next move. The trackers returned the next day, just as Jun predicted. They knocked on his door early in the morning. Mr. Kim, City Electronics Inspection, called the familiar voice of Inspector Park. Jun opened the door calmly. Nari stood beside him, wearing her brown wig and brown contact lenses. They had practiced what to say. Good morning, Jun said. This is my cousin, Nari Kim. She's staying with me while looking for work. The trackers looked at Nari closely. Their eyes narrowed with suspicion. Nice to meet you, Nari said, bowing in the human way Jun had taught her. Inspector Lee took out his scanning device. We need to check your apartment now, Mr. Kim. Of course, Jun said, stepping aside. Please come in. The trackers entered and began scanning each room. Their devices made soft beeping sounds. But thanks to Jun's modified electronics creating interference, the readings were confusing. Inspector Park frowned at his scanner. There's unusual electronic noise in this apartment. Oh, that must be my work projects, Jun explained. I'm testing some new software. It can affect other devices. The trackers looked frustrated. They scanned Nari, but the device Jun had modified using her instructions blocked their readings. After 30 minutes of searching, they found nothing unusual. They had to leave empty-handed. We'll check back in a few days, Inspector Park said at the door. Some of our readings were unclear. When they were gone, Jun and Nari collapsed on the couch with relief. It worked, Jun said, but they'll be back with better equipment. Nari nodded. We need more help. I need to find others like me. Other aliens on Earth? Jun was surprised. Yes, there must be other Eldarans here. Members of the Resistance who escaped like I did. Nari took out her communication device. But I need to be careful how I contact them. The trackers might detect the signal. Jun thought about this problem. What if we use Earth's internet instead of your alien signals? The trackers wouldn't expect that. Can we do that? Nari asked. I think so, Jun said. He got his laptop and started typing. We can create a special coded message on certain websites. If other Eldarans are using human technology, they might find it. Jun created a complex code using his programming skills. He included words that only Eldarans would recognize. Then he posted the message on various forums and social media sites. Now we wait, he said. 3 days later, they got a reply. It came as an email with a strange attachment. When Nari opened it with her device, it showed a map with a location marked in Seoul. It's from the Resistance, she said excitedly. There are others here. The next day, they went to the location, a small coffee shop in a quiet part of the city. Nari wore her disguise. Jun stayed alert, watching for trackers. Inside the coffee shop, an older man sat alone in a corner. He looked human, but when he saw Nari, he touched his ear slightly. The Eldaran greeting. They sat with him. The man looked at Jun with surprise. You brought a human, he asked Nari in a low voice. He saved me, Nari explained. He's helping me hide from trackers. The man studied Jun carefully. My name is Han. I've been on Earth for 20 years. 20 years? Jun was shocked. Han nodded. There are 15 of us in Seoul, more in other cities. We've been living among humans, sharing our knowledge slowly. Sharing knowledge? Jun asked. Yes, Han said. Many human technological advances in recent years came from our subtle guidance. Solar power, computer chips, medical equipment. We helped develop these things. Why? Jun asked. Because Earth has potential, Han explained. And because we need allies against the High Council. Han turned to Nari. Your message said you have trackers looking for you. This is serious. They haven't been to Earth in years. They've already come to my apartment twice, Jun said. Han looked worried. Then we must move quickly. The Resistance needs your help. Both of you. My help. Jun was surprised. What can I do? More than you know, Han said mysteriously. We have a mission, and we think a human perspective might be exactly what we need. Han took Jun and Nari to a small house outside Seoul. It looked normal from the outside, but inside was different. The basement was filled with advanced technology that looked nothing like human devices. 5 other Eldarans worked there. They all wore human disguises, but removed them once inside. Jun stared at their silver hair and pointed ears. It was still hard to believe he was in a room full of aliens. This is our communication center, Han explained. We use it to send messages to Eldara. I thought you were hiding from your government, Jun said, confused. We are, Nari confirmed, but we need to send information to the Resistance on our planet. They need to know what the High Council is planning. Han pointed to a large round device in the center of the room. This is our transmitter. It can send messages across space, but we have a serious problem. The other Eldarans looked worried. A female Eldaran stepped forward. I am Mira, our technical expert. For the past month, we've been trying to send an important message home. The High Council has created a new weapon to track down all Resistance members. Our friends on Eldara need the plans we've stolen so they can protect themselves. Why can't you send it? Jun asked. Mira frowned. The High Council has improved their blocking technology. They can detect and stop our transmissions before they reach Eldara. We've tried everything. Everything? Jun asked. All the advanced methods we know, Han said. We've used frequency shifting, data compression, signal splitting. Nothing works. The Council blocks everything. Jun walked around the transmitter, looking at it carefully. So you need to send this message without the Council detecting it. Exactly, Nari said. If they detect it, they'll not only block it, but they'll trace it back to Earth and find us all. Jun thought for a moment. Then he smiled. What if we go the opposite way? Instead of using your most advanced technology, what if we use something really old? Something so simple they wouldn't expect it. The Eldurans looked confused. Old technology? Han asked. Like what? Like Morse code, Jun suggested. It's one of the earliest forms of electronic communication on Earth. Just simple dots and dashes. Or even older, what about radio waves? Basic amplitude modulation. Mira looked skeptical. Those are incredibly primitive methods. The data transfer would be extremely slow. But would the Council be looking for them? Jun asked. Do their blocking systems check for such basic signals? The room went quiet as the Eldurans considered this. No, Han said finally. They wouldn't. The Council is always focused on the newest, most advanced methods. They would never think to block something so primitive. Sometimes the old ways are the best ways, Jun said with a smile. Can your transmitter be modified to send radio signals like we used in the 1900s on Earth? Mira thought about it. Yes, I believe so. But it would take days to send the full message. Better slow than blocked, Jun pointed out. The Eldurans began working immediately. They'd modified their transmitter to use simple radio waves carrying a basic code pattern. Jun helped them understand how Earth's old radio systems worked. It's like going back 5,000 years in technology for us, Han told Jun. No one would ever think to look for a message this way. 3 days later, they were ready to try. The modified transmitter looked strange now, with parts from old Earth radios connected to alien technology. Everyone ready? Han asked, standing by the control panel. The Eldurans nodded nervously. Neri stood next to Jun, holding his hand tightly. Sending transmission now, Han said, pressing a button. The transmitter hummed softly. On the screens, they could see the signal leaving Earth, traveling toward Eldara. They all held their breath, waiting to see if it would be detected and blocked. Minutes passed. The signal continued. It's working, Mira said in amazement. The Council's blocking systems aren't stopping it. Everyone cheered. The simple, old-fashioned radio signal carrying vital information was sneaking past the advanced alien blocking technology. Neri hugged Jun tightly. Your human thinking saved us, she whispered. Sometimes the simplest solution is the best one. Jun smiled. Maybe humans weren't as advanced as Eldurans, but they had their own kind of wisdom. 6 months passed since the successful transmission. Life had changed completely for Jun. He still went to work at his software company, but now he had a secret life too. He spent evenings and weekends with the Eldoran resistance members, teaching them about human ways of thinking. The trackers had left Earth after failing to find any evidence of Eldoran refugees. Jun's electronic interference and fake identity from Neri had worked perfectly. Neri continued to live in Jun's apartment. She no longer needed to wear her disguise at home, though she still wore it in public. Her silver hair and purple eyes were beautiful, Jun thought. He had grown used to seeing her real appearance. One evening, as they ate dinner, Neri's communication device suddenly lit up. It showed a message in Eldoran symbols. What is it? Jun asked, seeing Neri's shocked face. A message from home, she said, her voice shaking. The resistance, they won. The High Council has been overthrown. Jun couldn't believe it. How? Our message got through, Neri explained, reading quickly. The plans we sent helped them disable the Council's tracking systems. The people rose up. There was a revolution. She looked up at Jun with tears in her eyes. It's over. We won. That night, all the Eldurans on Earth gathered to celebrate. They removed their disguises and shared food and drinks from their homeworld. They sang songs in their language and told stories of Eldara. Han made a speech. Today marks a new beginning for our people, and we owe much of our success to our human friend, Jun Kim. Everyone applauded. His simple solution, using old technology, is what saved us. It shows that sometimes moving forward means looking backward first. The celebration lasted all night. In the morning, Han asked to speak with Jun and Neri privately. The new government on Eldara has asked me an important question, Han said. They want to know if it's time to make official contact with Earth. Official contact? Jun was surprised. You mean, tell everyone that aliens exist? Han nodded. Yes. After seeing how you helped us, many believe humans would make good allies. But we wanted your opinion first. Jun thought carefully. It would be a big shock for many people. But I think humans are ready to know we're not alone in the universe. I agree, Neri said. Our peoples could learn from each other. 3 days later, a small Eldoran ship landed secretly outside Seoul. Officials from the new government came to meet with Jun and the Earth-based Eldorans. They brought official papers. We want to establish diplomatic relations with Earth, said Taro, the new Eldoran ambassador. And we want Jum Kim to be the first human representative to visit Eldora. Me? Jun was shocked. Yes, Taro said. You prove the humans have special qualities our people need. Your creativity, your ability to think differently. These are valuable traits. And what about Nari? Jun asked. Taro smiled. She can return home now if she wishes. All refugees are welcome back. Everyone looked at Nari. She took Jun's hand. I'd like to stay on Earth as the official Eldoran ambassador. I understand both worlds now. Taro nodded. That can be arranged. And Jun will be Earth's ambassador to Eldora. In the following weeks, carefully selected human leaders were informed about the Eldorans. Plans were made for the official announcement to the world. Humans were not alone in the universe. Are you nervous? Nari asked Jun the night before the announcement. A little, he admitted. Everything will change tomorrow. For the better, Nari said. Our worlds will grow together. Jun smiled, thinking about how it all started. And to think, all this happened because I wanted a robot maid to clean my apartment. Nari laughed. The universe works in strange ways. It certainly does, Jun agreed, looking up at the stars. Somewhere out there was Eldora, a world he would soon visit. All because an alien girl came to his home instead of a robot maid. Sometimes the most unexpected events lead to the greatest adventures.